Welcome back to Fox 45 Morning News. Your daughter inherited your curly hair and your sense of humor, but did she also inherit ADHD? Well, more and more children who have ADHD are realizing that the condition was handed down from their parents. And here to tell us more about this condition and the genetic link is Dr. David Goodman from Johns Hopkins University. He is a psychiatrist. And mother and daughter Kimberly and Danielle Magersup, who both have ADHD. And actually, good morning, first of all. I want to welcome all of you here. First and foremost, Doc, let me ask you, what's the difference between ADHD and ADD?
Right. ADHD is the formal diagnosis, attention deficit disorder with hyperactivity. But what we know is that a lot of children have the disorder without the hyperactivity, and we refer to that as ADD, without the H, basically. And we see the inattentive type more in the girls than we do in the boys. So the boys end up getting diagnosed as children, but the girls go undiagnosed.
Okay. Now, Kimberly, both you and your daughter were recently diagnosed. Is that correct?
Correct.
First of all, let me deal with you. Now, you're married, right?
Yes.
How long have you been married?
I've been married for 3 years.
Okay. Was there a time prior to your diagnosis when your husband may have accused you of perhaps not listening to him or not paying attention? Certainly, you know, we hear that from husbands and wives all the time. You're not paying attention, you're not listening. But did that ever happen to you?
Most definitely. It happened quite often. It was more not just listening, but the fact that I wouldn't follow through with activities. I would find myself a bit lethargic and apathetic. I just didn't care. I didn't really want to do a whole lot and wouldn't engage in activity.
Mm-hmm. But after you were diagnosed, what happened? What kind of treatment did you receive?
It was absolutely amazing. Well, first of all, I was lucky enough to find Dr. Goodman, who is an excellent doctor, and I was put on Concerta. And the only thing that I can say is that it profoundly changed the life of mine as well as my daughter. We used to argue and fight a lot, and didn't really understand why we couldn't be in a room for more than 5 minutes together. Mm-hmm. And so there were various changes that took place after taking the medication.
Now how did it affect you? Before we went on the air, we were kind of chatting over there about your grades. Before you were diagnosed, what kind of grades were we dealing with here?
I mainly had a D average.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Not good, huh?
Not good at all.
Yeah. Well, didn't think about college or any of that stuff at that point. Just trying to get through, huh?
At that point, you know, I thought I was trying my best, and I just couldn't work up to the capability that I knew I should have. So I kind of just like gave up and stopped caring.
Mm-hmm. And then after you were diagnosed?
I focused a lot more, and my grades have improved so much. It's like I'm a completely different person.
Now, you were on medication as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Dr. Goodman, let us not suggest in any way, shape, or form that Concerta or any other kind of drug is a miracle cure, but is this the best way to go in cases like this? And are you suggesting that this is a genetic issue?
Well, it's highly genetic. It definitely runs in families. And medication is a critical point, but it's not the only point. What Kim and Danielle are talking about is not only did they get an improvement in their performance, and they could do so much more and achieve so much more, but their self-esteem improved when they realized how much they were capable of producing. And also their social interactions improved. Their relationships, Kim's relationship with her husband improved, as well as the relationship with her daughter improved. I mean, everything just changed, and as a function of just being diagnosed. Now, a lot of people are walking around with this condition, don't know that they have a diagnosable and treatable condition. They just figure, well, this is the way I am, this is the way I'll always be, and it's remarkable. You get a person diagnosed in their 40s, Kim will tell you her business increased 70% in 4 months since being on medication, and they're also in therapy involved with some marital counseling, because the husband needs to be educated that this is a disorder and not just oh, she's always going to be like this.
Sounds like a new beginning for both of you, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming in, and Doctor, also thank you. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Very interesting indeed. And certainly, if you'd like to learn more about adult attention deficit disorder, you can give Dr. Goodman a call at 410-583-2726, or you can log on to healthywomen.org or addadult.com. This is Fox 45 Morning News. We'll be back in just a moment, a little bit after 8:30. We'll be back in a bit.